2026 is going to be an insane year for Apple. And yes, these Apple smart glasses are coming this year, along with a bunch of other stuff that is all set to start in just a couple of days with this big spring experience / March event. In fact, as I go through all the last minute leaks and rumors, there are 5 kind of core themes that are associated with all of the Apple products this year. So let me break down what Apple has in store for us over the next few weeks, all of these wild last minute leaks and rumors, and also give a big thanks to our friends at Scribe for sponsoring this video. A bit more on them in a moment. All right, so theme number 1 for Apple products this year seems to be a heavy emphasis on colors. And if I can get nerdy for just a moment in the Apple world, colors are always way more than just surface level appealing for Apple customers, because like if you look at Apple's DNA, colors were a big part of the origin story. 6 colors with the Macintosh and Apple back in the day, the good old days of Steve Jobs. You look at what Apple has done with colors for the Bondi Blue iMac and for the iPods. Colors always meant something exciting and different and fun and really made for consumers and to get customers excited, which seems to be exactly how Apple is going to continue to play it out this year. In fact, we're hearing one of the products that is going to have a real big emphasis on colors is going to be sort of the reincarnation of the MacBook. This new budget MacBook that's set to be launching in the next couple of days is set to come in a couple of fun colors, kind of departing away from the silver and space gray. And I guess there are some colors of the MacBook Air, though I wouldn't really call them fun. This seems to be way more vibrant, way lighter, way more colorful. And there's also kind of been a discussion about maybe AirPods also getting colors as well. We've heard rumblings over the years that Apple was experimenting with different colors for AirPods. I mean, AirPods Max come in a couple different shades of varying colors, and it would be nice to see a pop of color for regular AirPods 4 as well. Not sure if that's going to happen, but just don't mean to be a professor, but definitely keep an eye on the color and color theory that Apple is using this year, as they seem to be sort of giving us a big push into color with their consumer products. And then also we're hearing that the iPhone 18 Pros will try a new experimental color this year with some kind of new rich kind of red or crimson or kind of deeper cherry red that seems to be the new exclusive color for the 18 Pro and Pro Max coming this fall. Theme number 2 for Apple products this year also is a C word that beyond colors is important, and that is going to be an emphasis on cameras. And I kind of mean cameras in a couple of different ways. Like, yeah, obviously Apple wants to compete with Samsung and the Google Pixel, and they want to have the best smartphone cameras ever. And we're hearing that the iPhone 18 Pros this year will specifically feature some pretty big camera upgrades to make these Pro phones have the most pro cameras we've ever seen. But beyond that, Apple's also looking to utilize cameras in some more kind of friendly sci-fi ways. For example, we've heard now over and over again that a brand new version of AirPods Pro 3 would be launching soon with built-in cameras in the stem that would be kind of used to bring Vision Pro-like gestures to your AirPods. So instead of having to like tap on the bud and I guess the stem, you could kind of swipe in like real air and like navigate around with gestures thanks to the cameras built in, kind of like you would on the Vision Pro. But instead of costing like $4,000, these are like, you know, well under $300. So that would be a cool use of cameras. And then beyond that, we're hearing that Apple has really been looking to put cameras in a lot of their different devices for this kind of Vision Pro-like purpose. We've heard that Apple is working on multiple new AI wearable devices in the form of both new glasses, like Apple glasses, like the rumor, that's actually going to be a thing, and then kind of a nod to Humane and all the pin wearable companies. We've heard that Apple is looking to make their own version of a wearable AI pin that would also utilize cameras to give you both different kind of gestures, again, like control with Vision Pro, but also it would give the sort of system system level access to the world around you with the cameras. So presumably Apple Intelligence could kind of see the world around you. It could guide you with navigation data. It could be like, hey, what is this? And it could say, hey, that's a silver iMac or whatever it is. It could see the world around you. Also, I should mention, as exciting and as fun as these new technologies are and all these new Apple products, for us as the techies, that learning curve is probably a fun thing, but it's not fun for everybody. And if you've been the techie person trying to help someone jump into new software and learn how it works or learn how your company does a certain system, you know how painful that can be for everybody involved and how annoying the screenshotting and documentation can be. It can just be frustrating, but now you can just scribble that away because there is a way better solution here to help make all that way easier, and that is this video's sponsor, Scribe. That's because it's easily letting you turn processes into playbooks and screenshots into systems where anyone can jump in and follow kind of instructional guide that walks them through the process step by step. And if you've ever, again, tried to help someone set up some new software or know where to click this and when to do that, Scribe just makes all of this so simple and so easy. And not only does Scribe make the experience way more pleasant for the person actually going through this stuff, but for you, the person probably making it, it's also much easier for you as well, automatically capturing your clicks and keystrokes to easily generate these visual process documents in seconds. Basically, if you're looking to cut down on the seemingly never-ending phone calls and texts and emails of click this, click that, can I FaceTime you? This makes it so simple, so easy, better for everybody, and you can try it for free right now. All you've got to do is click the link right down below in the description or head to scribe.how/AppleCircle to learn more and get started right now totally for free. So check it out, make everybody's life much easier and much more pleasant with Scribe. Click that link right down below to learn more and get started today. Moving on from that, theme number 3 for Apple this year is going to be a weird one, kind of an out of left field, almost out of this world theme, and that is satellite technology, as this has slowly become more and more important to Apple and is an area they're really looking to expand on this year. Now, obviously, satellite connectivity is cool, like the emergency SOS thing is nice to have, but we're hearing now that Apple actually wants to partner with Starlink and use their satellite system to give you high speed, almost like Wi-Fi, home access anywhere you are in the world. So instead of like just having emergency SOS capability to send texts and make calls and things like that in an emergency, you could be out hiking and start streaming an Apple TV Plus show if you wanted to with like 50 to 100 to 200 megabits per second down, thanks to the crazy fast speeds of Starlink. Also, Starlink is way easier to use and set up. It's not as finicky. And we've heard that Apple is looking to maybe make this Starlink functionality a big new feature of the Apple Watch and maybe even the iPhone as we roll into the fall. And then kind of paired with that is the next big theme for Apple products this year, and that is a focus on silicon, not just kind of the usual stuff, M5 Pro, M5 Max updates coming to the Mac Studio and MacBook Air and so on and so forth, but also using their silicon to give you better experiences. So making their own custom cell modem that maybe could give you Starlink speeds and maybe cell connected masks, like they could put the cell chip in there and give us that. That would be kind of cool and a cool use of silicon. But also Apple looks to be repurposing their silicon in new ways. Like we're going to be getting an A series chip in this budget MacBook that's going to power this new budget macOS experience. So Apple really seems to be knocking it out of the park with their silicon. Also, we're hearing kind of with AirPods I talked about a moment ago, they're going to maybe be making some custom silicon improvements for a new version of, I think, the H series chip in their audio processing devices like AirPods and stuff like that. So that could be cool and a cool use of silicon that we should be getting some more info on hopefully soon. And then last but certainly not least, again, one of the big themes we're seeing from Apple over and over again in the leaks and all of sort of the product info we've got seems to be a focus, believe it or not, on experimentation and really trying stuff we've never seen before. And there's a lot of cases of this on what we're going to see beyond just like budget Macs and AirPods with cameras. This Apple Home Hub thing seems to be Apple really jumping into the smart home universe. Obviously, we know that touchscreen Macs are coming in the form of a touchscreen OLED MacBook Pro this fall. That's going to be cool. The first time we've ever seen a touchscreen Mac. And maybe this could expand to other things as well. Maybe we finally get Apple Pencil Pro support on the iPhone. I know Steve Steve Jobs always talked about a stylus being the thing, but maybe it's time that finally happens as Apple experiments more, or we're finally going to see the iPhone Fold, Apple finally experimenting with the Fold. It definitely seems like this is the year with Apple Glass and the wearables and all the things we're hearing about that Apple's really going to, for better or worse, just jump in and start experimenting with a whole new breed of products. Smart home accessories, new colors, new AirPods, new budgets. This is going to be exciting and should very much be kind of a fun year to see how the experiments go, and we'll see if these devices kind of sink or swim and if they're successful or not. But again, gotta give Apple credit, at least they're trying some new things, and folding iPhones and home hubs and glasses and all those things are coming before the end of the year, according to the latest roadmap info we've got. All right, guys, so you let me know down below what you want to see from Apple this year. What do you think about these themes, this focus on colors and chips and satellite connectivity and all these things? Do you think Apple is doing the right thing? Are they making the right moves? Drop a comment down below, let me know. Appreciate you guys, as always. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like on this video. Just a thumbs up always helps, the YouTube stuff. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld. I'll see you guys in the next one.